Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Crypto on the Piper Academy channel. I am your host, David. Next to me is my co-host, BC Porkcorp. BC Porkcorp, good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. Got some good sleep. I'm feeling well rested. So I'm ready to seize this Thursday.
I am not feeling very rested. I went to bed at a good time, but then my son decided to wake up screaming at 3:45 this morning. And he's been screaming all morning, so it's been fun.
So you woke up at my time this morning?
Yeah, I guess. And it was kind of on and off ever since. More off than on.
I feel it. It's for me. I just wake up and never go back to sleep because it's a battle afterwards. Once you wake up and you try to go back to sleep, it's kind of just makes it worse, you know?
It's no good. I gotta fix my mic.
All right. Well, if
There we
you
go.
wanna,
You see that, people? This is like... There we
get to
go.
you get to watch the
Hello.
hardware difficulties live.
So yeah, what do we got going for the people today? What are we talking about?
Well, I got a few headlines. One goes over Bank of Canada's rate decision, and the other one is Bank of Japan's rate decision. You know, two very differing sides of the world. Both Western, but both economies in two very different positions. One of them is kind of a signal for what might happen with us, and one of them is the contrarian of they're seeing the opposite of what the rest of the world is seeing. You've got one other country in the same position as Japan, and that's Hungary, and they are also in a rate hike position. So we will kind of touch over that. I also saw that New Zealand is going to be cutting a full point, so that's a shocker.
New Zealand?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
not anything super important on the economic like global stage, but
Yeah.
just something to keep in mind when you looking at the monies, because their dollar might be taking a little bit of a hit here soon.
It's no bueno.
Oh, not for them. It's bueno for the US dollar though.
All right, let's go ahead and get the people prepped for success.
Sounds good.
On
I've
this-
got this
Yeah,
I got
go ahead.
this everything pulled up for the stock heat map and all of that if you want to.
Yeah, I'll throw it over to you real quick. I'm gonna go and share this out in the background.
All right, sounds good. I
All
should
right.
be a few minutes. You know how it is.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, for the stock heat map today, we've still got the mixed bag. Everything's kind of sitting green and red depending on the sector. We've got tech sitting kind of up with Apple up 0.25. We've got Nvidia up 1.58. For finance, we've got Berkshire Hathaway sitting down 0.16%. We've got retail trade sitting a little more down. Amazon is down 0.2. We've got P&G sitting down 0.65. We've got oil still doing great. It is up 1.33 with ExxonMobil. We've got Tesla sitting down 3.49. United Health Services is up 1.54. We've got Eli Lilly sitting up 0.75, very different than the rest of that sector. We've got technology services sitting down with the big three. Microsoft's down 0.85, Google's down 0.68, and Meta is down 0.63. So, kind of a mixed bag for the morning from yesterday's close. We've got Bitcoin sitting up 0.49%, Ethereum sitting down 0.13. So, definitely looking like we might see some better buying opportunities on Ethereum. I know I have definitely been eyeing some lower spots on there for adding to my Ethereum bags because I've been slacking on that one. I've been very injective heavy. We've got BNB down 0.17, Solana sitting down 1.77. We've got XRP sitting down 2.77. We've got Avalanche down 1.86, Cardano sitting down 0.61, and Toncoin sitting down 7.76. So things still sitting kind of red. We do have some greens littered throughout here if you get outside of the top 10. But for the most part, the top 10 is sitting down, which might change a little bit here soon as we're seeing Bitcoin find some stable ground before I think another leg down. But we'll see if David agrees with that in his Bitcoin overview. We do have some data coming out first thing in the morning, 8:30 Eastern time. We'll get some initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. We also have S&P Global Composite coming out at 9:45. So while is that right after Piper's Live? We do have ISM Services PMI coming out at 9 Eastern. So another heavy data point for the morning, as well as factory orders month over month. This is a sector that will be greatly impacted by your your Dockers strike because when you can't bring in as many goods, you will have to produce more goods at home. So we will see if American manufacturing can pick up some of the slack of the imports that we won't be getting. We do have a Fed chair speaking today at 9:40 my time, so 10:40 Eastern time. That's Fed Bostic. We do have the Fed balance sheet as well. Not a heavy data drop, but something to keep your eye on because they've been waffling around about what they're actually seeing, and the as Piper says, the audio doesn't always match the video. So Australia does have home loans month over month and investment lending for homes. So that's going to be the heavy data going into the next day. On the crypto fear and greed and the stock fear and greed, we have the stock market sitting at 68 in greed. So, kind of interesting to see as things have moved down a little bit. People are still greedy for the stock market. On the crypto side of things, we got another leg down from Bitcoin, and we have now moved down 5 points to 37. It was a smaller leg down, and seeing a bigger drop to me and the fear and greed is kind of a bit of a bullish signal that we lose less and people get more fearful because they're ready for that move up. And everyone's expecting Pumptober, so we'll see if that happens with all the global economic retraction that we've been seeing. For your heat map, we do have some liquidity sitting above us at 61,574. There's about $40 million right there. The heavy liquidity is sitting below us. You've got 2 points at 59,656, and right below that at 59,600. There is about $70 million there to take out. So definitely a possibility for today. I don't know if you wanted to hop into your Bitcoin overview or if you wanted me to slide into the news. I can't hear you.
Well, we can talk about what you just went over. Um, Talked about that fear and greed. So you're
Okay.
saying that because I mean, you said the greed has dropped a lot, but we haven't really dropped 9.5%. I mean,
Yes. Whereas in what was the drop last time? A 15% drop to see like like extreme fear.
28%.
Oh, 28%.
From top to bottom. Well, I mean, if you depends on where you want me to pull from, but from the very top, it was about a 30% drop for the Japanese carry trade.
Yeah.
Um,
So a, th- a if you're seeing a 30% drop and getting to extreme fear, and
that's
we're
it.
already right there in the fear with a you're saying 9% move down,
Oh, it's a 10%.
a 10%.
Yeah.
So you could easily see extreme fear with another 10%. Very
Um,
easily with how bullish the market is.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my, yeah.
And that's what Yeah, and that's why I it shows me that the market is more bullish and ready for the move up because
Yeah.
smaller moves down are more scary to them.
Yeah. No, 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 definitely. Yeah. I
And
feel
that's
you.
why your sentiment of I want to see extreme fear
Mm-hmm.
is a very good possibility. We
Yeah, yeah.
hit 20%, we could see extreme fear. Where that initial 15% drop was what got that secondary 15% drop off of the 30 is
Yeah.
what got us to extreme fear.
Right.
But it took 15%, and we're getting to that point where we're almost at the where a smaller drop can hit us at that fear. Where like this is light fear. It's pretty heavy if you consider the number, but it's still considered light fear. But it'd be very easy to drop 5% and see us in that 20 range. And that's a 15% move down.
I want to see us at 10 or lower.
Very doable. We hit 25%, we hit 20% down. It'd be very easy to see a 10 on that. And that 15% move down and a 10 on that fear and greed, if I'm not mistaken, will put us right there at the bottom of the channel for a last touch. So
I
just
like
something to
it.
keep in mind.
I like it. I like it. So let's just go ahead and say hello, say good morning to the people. Well, good morning, Anthony Soprano, Darren Does Things, Melissa, One Love, uh, Dutch Digital, Mark Dutch, trying to be funny by changing his name to Dutch Digital. He's apparently trying to take over Dave Digital's position in the space. We know how Dutch is. He's very aggressive, very competitive, and will try to take you out. Let's see. And ALJR, who says, "Morning, morning, everyone. 58K today? I
It's
don't know about today, but we'll see." And Had Store, good morning to you. Good morning to all you beautiful people. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to the news. I'll put it back on you, and we can do the news.
All right. Well, one article is extremely quick. It's not a very it's not as heavy on the global side of things, but it is a good indicator for what could possibly be coming our way because Canada is ahead of us in the markets in the metrics that they're trying to hit. So their CPI is also a little higher than they'd like to see it, which is something that we've been struggling with. Their job numbers are also eh, but their housing market has been that big factor for them, as well as energy costs. So, Bank of Canada's shifting priorities put half point cut in play. Bank of Nova Scotia's internal modeling points to the risk of a half point rate cut from the Bank of Canada in either October or December, with Gov Tiff Macklin shifting the priority from taming inflation to removing spare capacity. Scotiabank economists say the weight placed by the Bank of Canada on increasing growth started to shift late last year, with equal weights on both slowing inflation and rekindling growth beginning in quarter three. Beginning in quarter four, our model suggests there is more weight on closing the output gap than on CPI. Scotiabank forecast quarter point cuts in October and December. It says a half point cut in either month is possible, given the Bank of Canada's changing priorities, but could quickly diminish due to solid spending and new supply strains from the US port strike. I know it's a good thing that they brought up that US port strike because you're going to see that impact a lot of the import export balance of the world. We're the US is not a manufacturing heavy uh country anymore. So we import a lot of our goods and export very little except our debt. And with Canada being where it is well positioned to help us out in this scenario. So we'll kind of see how big of an impact that has with how long this goes,
Uh,
and it might help them out.
I don't know about you, but shelves in the stores around here are already empty. Like, they got emptied out yesterday because of this whole port strike and probably because of the Iran strike on Israel. Yeah, shelves were already emptied. So
Was did Yeah, one of my buddies posted on Facebook on Monday, and when the information hit Facebook, and he was like, "Oh my God, I swear you guys better not hoard all the toilet paper again
and they are.
because well, yeah, bro. If you already know that America doesn't manufacture its own toilet paper and that you may not know when new supply is coming in, what makes sense? If you can afford it, go buy your toilet paper now in bulk. Like that's how
But
it
why are
goes.
people buying all the meat?
I
We
don't know.
do produce a lot of meat.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe they're not gonna get it cheaper later. I don't know. I buy half a cow. This does not impact me at all.
right.
My deep freeze is stocked. I'm not worried.
Well, which half do you buy?
It, whichever half is better at the time.
which
Well, I
which
actually,
stomach?
so like it really just depends. So I like to split it with my buddies, and
Hmm.
I'll pay for half a cow. They'll pay for the other half, and we just kind of split it. So like one year you get the really nice cuts or whatever, and then the next year you get some ground beef
Hmm.
and a little less cuts. So
Yeah. Dutch says, no problem. Since Shell isn't Dutch anymore, they can go to zero. Oh, okay. Toilet paper. Let's prep important stuff.
Well, I mean, I like the good toilet paper, so to me, that is important stuff. I like to treat my bum with care. I want my
M-
lotion's toilet paper,
Me
so I'm
bum.
going to buy it.
I got the stuff with the aloe. Give me the aloe.
Yeah, it feels so great. You just gotta pamper your bum sometimes.
Good morning, all set, and good morning, Alexandra G. All right, you want to go ahead? I don't know how much time you have left, but do you want to go ahead and try and knock out the other bit of news?
Yep, I definitely have time for it. I
All right,
have not gotten a message that he is here ready to take me to work. But
all right.
I do have some good news. I'm gonna get my car sooner. It
Yay!
they're getting the parts, so I should have it first thing next week.
Where are the parts coming from?
Uh, Europe. I have a European car.
Okay, so are they flying them?
I don't. I would
The
assume
ports,
so.
man. The ports.
I would assume so. I would assume so.
All right, let's go ahead and get over to that Japan news. Here we go.
PM Ashiba says Japan not ready for rate hike after meeting Bank of Japan governor. Prime Minister, I'm going to butcher this, Shigeru Ishiba said Japan is not in an environment for an additional rate increase in an apparent effort to shake off his reputation as a monetary hawk after a meeting with Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda on Wednesday. I do not believe that we are in an environment that will require us to raise interest rates further, said Ashiba told reporters on Wednesday night in the most explicit remark to date from a prime minister pushing back against further rate hikes. The yen weakened after Ashiba's remarks as markets interpreted them as reducing the chance of near-term interest rate hike. The dollar was last up 0.77% against the yen at 144.71 yen per dollar. A majority of economists polled by Reuters on September 4th through 12th had expected the Bank of Japan to raise rates again by year end. Ashiba, who officially appointed as prime minister on Tuesday, had been seen by markets as endorsing the Bank of Japan's policy normalization, in part because of comments to Reuters in August that a gradual hike in ultra low rates would help boost Japan's profitability. His comments, as well as his focus on pulling Japan fully out of economic stagnation, underscore the new administration's preference for the Bank of Japan to go slow in hiking rates, analysts say. Ashiba's newly appointed economic minister, I, I can't even, I don't know. Ros- Rosei Akazawa? I don't know. Don't
Akazawa.
don't hurt me if I got it wrong. Also also voiced hope on Wednesday that the Bank of Japan would be cautious about raising rates further, while the Bank of Japan's current policy rate at 0.25% was abnormal in global standards. Japan's priority was to pull out of deflation, Akazawa said. Bank of Japan set to move cautiously. Speaking after the meeting with Ishiba, Ueda said that he told the premier that the Bank of Japan would move cautiously in deciding whether to raise interest rates further. I told the prime minister that we are supporting the economy with loose monetary conditions, Ueda said in his first meeting with Ishiba since he became prime minister. Ueda said the Bank of Japan will raise interest rates if economic and price developments move in line with his forecast. But I said we will adjust the degree of monetary support cautiously as we can afford to spend the time scrutinizing economic developments, he said. The Bank of Japan's ended negative rates in March and raised short term borrowing costs to 0.25% in July. on the view Japan was making progress towards durably achieving 2% inflation. Uday was forced to roll back his remarks made by the Bank of Japan's hiked rates in July that the bank would keep raising borrowing costs after the hawkish remarks triggered a market rout. In the speech delivered on Wednesday before the meeting, Ashiba Uday said the Bank of Japan will be extremely vigilant for the time being to economic fallout for the unstable. The Bank of Japan's reviews rates October 30th and 31st, when the board also releases fresh quarterly growth and price forecasts. It holds another meeting in December. The remarks from Ishiba and Akazawa clearly sound negative against a near-term additional rate hike. The rate hike in October is now out of the question, with uh, Yoshimas Mar- Maruyama,
Yeah.
Chief Market Economic at SMBC. The hurdle for another rate hike by end of year has also risen. So we could maybe not see another rate hike from Japan this year. Um, it'll really just depend on how the global economy ends up playing out over the next few months, as we see the dock strike impacting America, as you see global tensions rising. Um, it'll also depend on America's next rate cut decision, as well as European decisions, where I know they've been posturing for another 25 basis point cut. They held off because they did theirs last, but the UK did not do any rate cuts because of America's big rate cut decision. Um, you will also see with maybe the Bank of Canada cutting 50 basis points. All of these are good for the Japanese dollar and might keep them from having to hike again this year. You also see countries in the region where you have New Zealand, which is a big importer of Japanese goods, will be cutting by a full percent. Um, that is their rate cut cycle that they want to achieve. They want to do a full point cut, so that will also help the Japanese dollar. We'll just kind of see how this all plays out, but for now, there is no rate hikes on the table so far for the apparently the rest of the year. We'll kind of see what they say at the end of October, though. So I do need to head out. It looks like my ride is here.
Oh, well, all right. Well, thank you for all that info. Uh, we appreciate you, as always. And yeah, anything for the people on your way out?
Um, no, just trade safe and make sure to use a stop loss. We do have some heavy data dropping this morning, so maybe hold off and wait till the dust settles. Other than that, have a great day, and I will see y'all in the chats.
Excellent. Thanks, BC. Have a good day.
Later. You too.
Later. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and go over to Bitcoin. All right, so we have all this rate cuts, rate datas, rate hikes, all this stuff going on. Sounds like all these other currencies are going to be getting a little bit of boost, and all that does is what? That pushes the Dixie down. So hopefully that means our asset prices go up too. So, which I do think eventually that will be the case. But right now we have Bitcoin sitting at a daily order block. This three down candles here on the daily chart. Three you can come over here and change the ink. It is default going to set to the session. That is going to be more for like your day trading. And then, but you can go all the way up to all different kinds of stuff: week, month, quarter, year, decade, century, earnings, dividends, splits, all different kinds of stuff. So yeah, the more you get to learn these indicators, the better off you'll be. But I set it to the year, and this is where we've been on the year. This is the VWAP is the volume weighted average price. So what is the price of like weighted by volume? And we have been hovering around here at this 59, basically, yeah, 59.3 level has been the point that we've been tagging the most. We can see we've gone basically completely flat right there at that level on our yearly VWAP. So this is where the most action is, the most volume is when Bitcoin gets to this price. It's around 59.3, 59.5, somewhere in there. So the cool thing that you can do with this is you can also set standard deviations to it. We can go 1, 2, 3 standard deviations, and this will give you, you know, a deviation below and above, and give you 3 of them. And what that allows you to do is you get to see the next areas where there's, you know, the deviation is, I'm always looking for a deviation point from where we are. So I don't really know exactly. I guess I've got to learn it better and able to be able to teach it, but and to explain it. But I do know that we do hit points of interest on it. So it is something to watch and to look at. I like the VWAP, especially on the yearly, and just kind of seeing where all the volume is being traded, because volume is where it's at on just about everything. And we also have the value area low of from this low to this high, so all the way over here. But, well, it's really from this low to all the way over here. Pull this range on the fixed range volume profile. We've fallen below the point of control of the range, and we're coming up to that. We're finding some support right here at the daily order block and at the VWAP, yearly VWAP, and at the value area low. So if we lose this, it's kind of a long way down. If we were to go down 2 standard deviations, that would put us around 41.6, probably 42K. I don't know that we'll get down that low. Anything can happen, but I don't think that's going to happen. I do still think, however, at the very least, we will sweep the low here at 52.5. I do think that we will at least sweep that low, maybe come down and touch the second deviation at, currently it's sitting at $50,500. So nice round number. Like to see that. Let's turn off the VWAP and let's go ahead and turn on the Market Oracle Pro. See where we are on the daily. We are below the quantum reactor. We have fallen below the dynamic reactor on the Chart Prime Market Oracle Plus, and we're struggling right now to get back above that. It is acting as resistance, the quantum reactor, the daily quantum reactor. Drop down to the 4-hour. We can see we are sitting below the dynamic reactor, above the quantum reactor, and it is green, so that is good. But what I've been looking for all week is a push back up before we move back down. So maybe today is when we will get that move. So I'll go from the top here to here, and then we'll pull a fixed range volume profile. Let's do this whole move because I still have that point of control up here, but we can see this volume spike right here, essentially at this fair value gap right here on the 4-hour, the 4-hour fair value gap. So I would be looking at least, and let's go ahead and just throw in, because the golden pocket's always an area of interest for me. So I want to see price come up into this range, give me some kind of bearish signal, and then move down lower. with bear signal being like a bearish divergence or just a swing failure pattern, come up, fail to break above and hold, something like that, and then I would be looking to go short from that point. If we drop down to a lower time frame and see if we can maybe catch a long up there first. Let's see, we on the 15-minute we are below the quantum and dynamic reactors, so that is pretty bearish. So that means a move above could be short-lived, which is exactly what, basically what I just went over and what I'm thinking. So what I would like to see is for Bitcoin to get above this downward trend, maybe hit that New York Open, get a little pullback back into wherever 8:30, 9:30 open, somewhere in there, and then fire off along from there and aim at least for that 50% level at about 62,996. So something like that is what I'd be looking for, and then from there I will look for some type of swing failure pattern, something that gives me with some bearish divergence, that gives me the idea that we are going to go to the downside. So maybe some upside. It is Wednesday, so maybe we'll get some relief today, and then Thursdays are typically reversal days, so we'll see if we'll get that reversal right back down. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just sitting here at support, temporary support, I think, but I mean, we are on the 4-hour and it is holding up on the dynamic reactor. If this thing can come up and take out this high, then I'll be talking about moving higher. But for now, we're still, we've broken the upwards trend. We're in a downtrend. We are consolidating down here at the bottom, but we could see just a push up to draw in. This is just to draw in more liquidity so that they can push the price down further. So I still am looking for all of these lows to get taken out. We've already taken out these lows, looking for this low to get taken out, this low, and this low. So that's what I want to see, because I know that there's going to be stop losses sitting at all of those lows, and it would just be nice and quick, and I want to get us down to that low extreme fear level. And I would like to at least sweep the previous month low as well, the September low. So get a sweep of the September low. That would look real nice to me, and at the very least, that's what I would like to see. At the very least, we don't have to get down to my 46K, 40-something K target. So, but hey, as long as we sweep this low, I think we're good. Good enough to move forward. The Gary guy is back with a new account. Hi, can you analyze Gary Network? Is it one of you guys trolling me or something? What is this? So Ethereum. Ooh, Ethereum's looking even crazier. But it's on the 4-hour. It is above. Nope. It's gotten below both the quantum and the dynamic reactor. So it is not looking good for Ethereum at the moment. Let's go ahead and take this off and let me see. Oh, let me go back to Bitcoin real quick. I'm sorry to go back and forth like that, but I need to look at the oscillator. So yeah, we can see that we do have the trend fusion moving to the upside. However, we look, our volume metrics in the red, our true sevens in the red, our money flows in the red. Like, this is all not, I said, well, the trend fusion isn't in the red, but it is below the zero line. We do get a little bit of bullish divergence here with some oversold signals, so that could help us boost us to that upper range. This would be my upper range target if we were to break through here, this fair value gap and this point of control right here at 65, 65.7. So that is still in play. Would not be surprised to see a wick get tapped and then see some type of bearish divergence that sends us lower. And this would just be a nice ABC correction before we move back to the upside. I still want to see some impulsive price action compared to this corrective type of price action that we've been seeing, where it's mostly three-legged moves, and then we just come right back down to take them out. Like that's corrective price action. I want to see big move, sideways, slightly down consolidation, big move, sideways, slightly like big impulsive moves, with the first wave being kind of small, but the third wave being big, and the fifth wave coming in. Doesn't matter what size, as long as there's a fifth wave. Yeah, back over to Ethereum. You can see big rounded top here. So it is essentially completed the move that I've been looking for on Bitcoin. Not completely, because I still think we've got some lows that it can take out over here. And I do think it'll actually still go lower. So let's go ahead and zoom out. Let's go to the daily. Where are we at on the daily? Because I think that this range right here is where we are probably likely headed. We have this right here. And so coming down to 1768 is a possibility for Ethereum. Let's go ahead and pull a fixed range here. We are sitting at the point of control of if we take in this range right here, from this low to this high, all of that, and then all of this after that, then we are sitting at the point of control. Fall through that next line right there at the value area low at that 1763 level. So cannot lose the point of control. If we do, then the most likely stopping point is that level down there. Yeah. So Ethereum still looking pretty bearish. Now, if this can turn up, if this can get a bounce, then we could possibly see a triple bottom, aka or a inverse head and shoulders form in here, which would actually be pretty bullish, and it's also holding the macro trend line as well. So if it can hold, then we don't have to worry about it falling down here probably. But it would also not only need to hold, but it would need to get above the resistance, les resistance, and get a back test. Like, this could still take some time for Ethereum to get going, but in this time I would expect Bitcoin to really be going pretty ham. And then once Bitcoin gets its like first big correction, like big correction, not a 6 month, big short-term correction, like 30% in a week or something. I don't know what it would be, but it'd be big. After that, that is when people take all their profit and they start throwing everything into altcoins. And then that is when altcoins really explode. So we're getting close to that point, in my opinion. I think December is when things really start ramping up for the altcoin market. If not January, February. I think Bitcoin kind of gets wrapped up by December or early Q1 of 2025. When I say wrapped up, I mean it tops out, and then we go into straight up altcoin mode. So alt season, and then we have 6 months of alt season, and then everything as Bitcoin retraces. That's when we have the alt season, and then next thing you know, it's all done in June or July of next year. The whole cycle. That's kind of where I'm at on the macro cycles side of things. But yeah, let's go ahead and go and check out our buddy XRP. It never fails. How many times have you guys heard me say, if you see XRP pumping, expect a Bitcoin dumping? Because it happens every single time. People will say this is off of the SEC appeal news. If you didn't know, the SEC did appeal the ruling. They're just dragging it out even longer. Gary Gensler's trying to pack his XRP bag. You got Bitwise out here putting out that they want to do an XRP ETF. I not very seriously, this isn't a joke. A lot of people think it is. But I don't think Solana gets the next ETF. I think it's XRP. Because XRP will have all the legal regulatory clarity in the world. And so I do think XRP will be the next crypto ETF before Solana. We'll see. We'll see. We have a little bit of time to find out, but it's sitting there at the bottom of this long trending triangle, so it might not actually be a bad idea to load up on some spot XRP if you, or some low leverage XRP if you're looking to leverage trade. In my opinion, this is not financial advice. It's just something that I would consider because this thing, as it gets tighter and tighter in here, when it really goes, it is going to be a massive move that you can make a good chunk of money on. So, yeah. Let's see. Enjoy your day. Have fun, Dutch. Gotta leave. Gotta love tradition. What? Gotta go. Beer time here in Leiden. Today we celebrate the victory over the Spanish Pela. Dudes 450 years ago. Well, congratulations to your guys winning that contest. Solana never gonna get an ETF with all the meme S coins on it. Yes, I agree with that. That might be the case, Tony. They filed for that thing and then they were like, wait a minute, what is all this crap on this network? Like, what are they doing over here? Yeah, it dilutes it too much, and it can bog it down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it can Solana, and also I think Solana is inflationary. Like I don't know if Solana is capped as a capped market cap, whereas XRP does. So I don't know. Oh, look at that! Right before we end the show, yo, can you check out Render? I could do Render really quick. Thank you, Alexandra G, for the $10 super chat. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. That's the first time I've ever even seen that on a screen as a super chat. So, thank you so much, Alexandra G. I really appreciate it. Let's see, Render. That's the one I'm looking for. Render. All right, gotta hurry up because I gotta get ready for work. I thought it was in the top 25. Maybe I just haven't updated my top 25 in a while. Not 4x. Why are you on 4x? Render. I want to see, is there one? I guess I'll do Coinbase. Ooh. Well, right now, I mean, all I can see is this right here. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's not looking great, to be honest. Haven't looked at Render in a while, so you'll have to give me just a second. And I didn't have time to just sit here in the background while BC did something. This is why I'm thinking about doing a new show, but on this channel from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, a late show. Thinking about calling it Markets After Dark. Let me know what you think about that. And yeah, so I really want to be doing just a bunch of charting and a bunch of altcoin, Bitcoin, just charts for days, and also go over crypto projects, do some deep dives into crypto projects, but mostly charts. But we do have the point of control for Render sitting at $1.74. That is going back to January of 2023. So let's take out a little bit of history on this thing, and let's go more to here. All right, that looks a little friendlier. We are getting some support here, but it looks like if we do lose this level here, I mean, I could see us easily. We've already lost the value area high. We're getting a lot of buildup here. But we are sitting below that dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor. So it is looking kind of bearish right now. We are below the 0 line on our money flow. The true 7 is kind of pushing toward, nope, true 7 is below the 0 line. Volumetric kind of pushing down. So, I mean, overall looking kind of bearish on render. For possible downside target, I mean, yeah, if it breaks out of this triangle would be that point of control at $2.38. But if this can reverse out of here, get above this resistance right here. Let me just go ahead and make this a little thinner. There we go. If render can get above, that's not what I wanted to do. Can get above this, back above this line here. Maybe bump its head up here and start consolidating right below this value area high, and that quantum reactor be coming down. We could see it get a nice big spike up off of that. That's what I would like to see, is that get a nice push up, some consolidation, tight consolidation, and then an aggressive move to the upside. I could definitely see that for render. But right now, I would just be looking at maybe picking up some spot, not financial advice, but you know, we are at a high volume area, so picking up some spot right here wouldn't be too bad. I mean, even if it does fall down, you can just do more spot from down here. But I think this would be with all the volume that's in this area, I would just say that this is probably a good area for spot buys, and this has been consolidating in this range for 2 months, a little over 2 months, so not too terribly long. But yeah, the one thing that we would have to watch for is this downwards resistance, and look at that, comes right there at that consolidation point that I was looking at. So yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense to me. A little bit of a triangle here, and then let me see if I can get rid of this stuff. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, now I can see better. There. So yeah, a little bit of a triangle, right? So could see that move up and then consolidate, maybe even move back down and consolidate further inside this triangle and then go. So, but it's all going to be about breaking that resistance there or breaking this support here. Either way, this is going to be your target down here if it breaks lower, and if it breaks higher, then we're just looking for it to take out the highs and take profit on the way up. But I do got to go, guys. I got about 5 minutes left to get ready for work. So thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate you. Please hit that like button on your way out, if you would not mind. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Alexandra G unit. We will see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early, here on Good Morning Crypto. Don't forget to watch the morning market report at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Piper Academy. We also have the Crypto Nightcap tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time with the Trade Fly and FD White. I imagine OC Guy would be with Piper as well this morning. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical day. Ride the waves. Wake up. It's going to be a great day. Let's get it.